Alright guys, welcome aboard. I'm going to be doing a fun little flight today. A little GA flying in the Piper Warrior here. And we're going to be going from Oceanside, California over to Chino Airport. And I added a little bit of scenery along both airports here. So if you take a look here, you see these palm trees back here. I added those in. Those are at the airport. They're a little bit taller than the ones that are there now, but I used the WED scenery editor and did some modifications to both this airport and more so to Chino. But I figured I'd do a little flight here and test this one out. A lot of the stuff that I did was like just adding grass, which you'll see some grass along here. It's not perfect over here because I just kind of did this morning here in Oceanside, but over in Chino I did quite a bit. I added a lot of the palm trees that were supposed to be there that weren't on the default scenery, and then added grass all over the place. So I'm growing grass and flowers in XPLANE. All right, let's jump in the airplane here and get fired up and get on our way. Take a little scenic tour. We got our fuel valve on. Let's get our master switches on, fuel pump on, and I always like to turn up my panel lights. Alright, let's get fired up over here. We'll adjust the volume once we get fired up. Alright, looking pretty good here. Let's take a look at the volumes here. And let's turn down our gyro pump. It's like the loudest gyro pump. I don't remember it being that loud in the real airplane. Alright, and what I'm going to do here is, I guess we use this one, right? Master volume. Let's turn that down a little bit. We don't need it that loud. Alright, let's get rid of that. And let's get our landing / taxi light on over here. Fuel looks good. Let's jump down here, do a quick trim tab set for takeoff. I think what we'll do is we'll taxi down to the other end of the airport here. As a matter of fact, let's jump out and have a look-see a little bit. So you can see some of the grass over here. See if I can zoom in on it. I put that grass in there, and from altitude it looks okay. It looks better when you're taxiing here. You can see it does leave this sort of grassy pattern. I haven't figured out how to not do that unless you make small patches of it. Otherwise, trees were already there, and like I said, not perfect here. I covered this whole area right here. There's actually a building here, but it's not part of the actual airport scenery, so the building's not there. These buildings I still got to stick in here. They're not part of the default scenery. So basically grass here, planted the palm trees here, and that's about it here. Otherwise, looks pretty decent. Looks all right. A little bit better than the default there. Alright, let's go parking brake off. Let's power up and get out of here. The grass really does look a lot better when you're on the ground taxiing. At least this is just one grass, and what I did was I put it into all of the little mediums here, because it's pretty dry right here, at least on the satellite scenery and when I drive by the airport in real life. It's pretty dusty and dry and kind of dry grass like this, so looks good. You can see it all off in the field here. Again, I'll have to do a little bit more playing around with this this scenery here to get it looking really good. I think it looks much better at Chino. You'll take a look at that. I did one section in the medium, sort of in between one of the taxiways. I started playing with that, and then I ended up putting in like 50 different grass and flowers and everything like that. It's actually pretty funny, but I did add, like I said, I went in and I actually modified some of these trees, at least in Chino, that they were just set as sort of these default trees, when in fact they're supposed to be palm trees. So I went ahead and changed those over to the actual palm trees that they're supposed to be. Alright, let's just stop over here before we take the active runway. Let's get everything set up over here. Alright, transponder on, altitude. Let's get our collision lights on, that's our strobes. We'll get our mixtures set, just go rich here. And we gotta set our heading bug here, because that's always off in this little guy here. Come on. Alright, where are we going here? We gotta go to 0. Come on, stop doing that. Between 3 and north. Right down the center it looks like, right about there. Alright, that looks good. That looks good. And altimeter here, let's see what we got set up over here. I'm just going to eyeball it here. Field elevation, something like that. Not even quite sure what the field elevation it is right here. Maybe we'll see it on the taxiway as we take off. Alright. Lights, camera, action is good. Right, flaps up. I was trying to edit the actual runway here and add, more realistic texture, but was not successful yet. So more to come on that. All right, let's power up and get out of here. And airspeed is live. And there's 70 knots. Let's go ahead and take off. Coming over the bumps there. Look back here, see our palm trees going by. Put in a little bit of rudder trim there. And let's turn that down just a tad more. So one of the things I was going to try to do here is add a little bit more scenery to the oceanside area here, because there's a pier right here that you can see over there, and there's a whole bunch of palm trees and everything all along the oceanside area here, along with the harbor right down below us here. So that's maybe my next project that I'm going to try doing, is bumping up the scenery here, just doing a little oceanside add-on. Alright, let's go ahead and make our turn northward. We'll just scoot along the coast, head over to Orange County, and then turn inbound to Chino Airport. I'm going to go ahead and adjust that volume again. Where was that? There it is. Turn that down a little bit. Yeah, coming over Camp Pendleton here. Taking a look back at the airport. And I think we're going to hand fly it here pretty much the whole way. We'll use the autopilot once we get up to altitude, which we're going to be going sort of westward here. So let's pick 4,500. It's going to keep the power all the way up until we get up at our altitude. Landing light can come off here. Let's go ahead and we'll lean the mixture out here, and I got a little button that does that for me. Taking a look at the EGT here, get that right about there's peak engine power. Even though there's a little dash right there, a little button or little star. I found that right about having it just south of the star there gives me the most efficient engine power here. I'm coming through 3,000 feet. Taking a look at Camp Pendleton there. Let's see if adjust our view there a little bit. Hazy day here, but just some scattered clouds, nice and sunny in the 80s. high 70s, 80-ish today in Southern California. Let's go ahead and get some music going here. Forget to turn that off. And there's 3,800. Let's do a flyby. Alright, quickly coming up here in our overpowered Warrior. Go autopilot on, and we're going to click the altitude hold button, which they conveniently placed for us right here. And the real airplane on with this autopilot doesn't have an altitude hold, but they were kind enough to put one in here for us. A little secret one right here. There we go. 4,500 to click it right as we're going through it. We should maintain that altitude. Go ahead and bring the mixture back a little bit more. Let's see if we can get that needle up a little bit on the EGT. Alright, and we're going to power back here because this little Just Flight Warrior is definitely overpowered here. We want to be in the green arc on the RPM here. Right about there. Double check it here in a minute. And I'm going to go ahead and go to heading hold. So I'm going to move my heading bug, which currently is right there, down to our south. Bring that over there and hit heading. There we go. Nice view of Camp Pendleton. And I'm just going to double check to make sure my weather is getting injected here. Yep, looking good. It's a high broken deck there. Let's see, taking a look at my other screen here, it is broken at like 33,000 feet. That's why it's a little hazy down here. Oceanside Harbor observation is showing 37 kilometers visibility. That's why it's a little hazy here. Should clear up as we go inbound a little bit. As a matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll bring up my weather on the other screen here. And let's see. There we go. All right. So there you can see Oceanside Harbor. Let's go take a look at some observations a little bit closer. Let's do Santa Ana. Yep, visibility is 79 kilometers. So much better as we head up north here. And then Chino, CNO, is 79 also. So it should be nice and clear once we get out of Orange County here. Or actually out of San Diego County and into Orange County. Taking a look at the 5 freeway here as it scoots along the coastline through Camp Pendleton. See some of the different sections of the installation. Is basically everything you see here, that's all Camp Pendleton. And there's a whole bunch of different base sections. Got a little airstrip right there, huh? I'll have to do a little military flight. That looks pretty rough. And coming up to the county line, Orange County, up ahead. I believe that is the San Clemente Pier right there. Where'd it go? Disappeared on me. There it is. Play around with my my views here just a tad. So I want to retain mouse look on these. I think I updated them all. Here we go. Except for that one. And that one. Alright, looking good. That way, when I go out here, I can move the view around and then it'll stay there. And there's Dana Point Harbor off in the haze. Like I said, this is, I have the West Coast scenery update. I forgot what the heck it is. It's a package, and what it does is it actually loads all the piers that are supposed to be in California. Not exact, but it does add the piers on. That's, like I said, the San Clemente Pier. Just coming over the county line, it looks like. Let's double check our RPM here. I thought we were going a little slow. Bump that up. Forgot to do that. Taking our sweet time here. We'll just zoom out on the old GPS here, see where we're going. So we're going right here at Chino, but we're going to kind of come across Santa Ana here, just for just for the view. Jump outside here. Looks like it's nice and calm on the waves there. So right over here you can see the county line pretty, I think, easily here. Right along there, I think, because there's no housing. All the housing is in Orange County. Actually, I think the county line is right here. That's probably not real housing right there. I think that's the county line. I remember you kind of come around the curve and you get into Orange County, and that's San Diego County back there with Camp Pendleton taking up all of it. Everything you see to the ridge. Pretty cool. I didn't realize the guy's head moves around. Let's see if we can get him to look at us. There he goes. What up, dude? Getting a little bit of particle effect there. There we go. And a nice view of Dana Point Harbor. Zoomed out so far, I didn't know where the heck I was. Zoomed in, there we go. Looked a little weird. I have no idea how I did that other view, but that was kind of cool. got what do we got? Laguna Beach over here, Newport Beach, Santa Ana up ahead. And I think we're just going to go to the ridge line right here, and then we'll turn inbound for Chino. Let's see if there's something we can tune here. I don't even know what I got tuned. Oh, that's the Oceanside VOR on number 1, which I think I've got tuned in for the DME here. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, 115.3. So that's giving us distance back to the Oceanside VOR and an airspeed and 11 minutes to it, although we're flying away from it. You got El Toro, former El Toro Marine Corps Air Station there. Matter of fact, I think we're going to fly right over it. Let's do that. Visibility has definitely improved over here in Orange County. You can see all the way to Palos Verdes there. LAX off in the distance way over there. Not sure if I was talking with my my mic turned off, but I was saying that you can see Palos Verdes here and LAX off in a distance. The haze is cleared up here in the Orange County area. Let's take a look at El Toro here. Nice view of the blimp hangars here. So that's where they have the Goodyear blimp. At that little site, I don't even know, it's just called the blimp hangars. I think the two hangars here are actually part of the scenery for Santa Ana here. Excuse me, the payware scenery, that is. Taking a look at Santa Ana as we go by. Alright, so what we're going to do is kind of come around the hillside right here, come around these hills and head right into Chino. These runways are a little off there on the ortho. Interesting. Wonder if these are home sites or what are these? Looks like a neighborhood. It's kind of odd looking there. Almost like it was, yeah, well, I don't know. to take a look at that on the real life map and see what that is. So let's take a quick look here at the weather at Chino, see which runway we're going to be coming in on. I think the winds are pretty light. They are outside of my window in here in Southern California. Let's come over here. What did they have for winds? Calm winds. Yep, perfect. And altimeter setting over in Chino 3006. Let's go ahead and set that right now. Right about there. Actually, fuel pump can come off. Make our turn here. Gonna head right over the I think that's the 244 freeway down there, if I'm not mistaken. It's one of the toll roads. I'm actually gonna look because I don't recall what it was. I think it was 244. It is 241. That's what it is. 241.
Unable to find view ID 14.
That fingered it there. Yeah, nice day to go flying in Southern California today. Said the winds are dead still. Keep making our turn here, and you can see Chino right there. So I guess we can do whatever runway we want. Let me think about this. I think I'm actually going to come around and land this way. So we're going to kind of go downwind and then land heading for the west. Wrong way. And if you like the Just Flight Warrior, they are coming out with the Archer 3 updated panel, newer airplane, and I think that comes out like any day now. It's currently Sunday, January 27th, so I don't even know if it's out right now or in the next few days. And if you happen to own the Warrior or one of the other Just Flight airplanes, at least I own this Warrior, obviously, and I got an email with a discount code to purchase the Archer, which I think I'm definitely going to do. Since in real life, I've flown both of them. Alright, starting to see Chino up ahead. Right there. Let's see if we can zoom in on it and see if I can see any of my little additions from all the way out here. Probably not. Like I said, I put in a lot of grass in the different areas. And there's a couple of palm trees are placed right here, and that's from looking at Google Street View and whatnot. I put some palm trees where they were supposed to be in different spots. Put in a couple of bushes and stuff like that. And yeah, palm trees out here at the entrance. This is where the Air Museum is. What is it? Planes of Fame Air Museum here, and you can actually see quite a bit of some static airplanes there. I didn't add those. Those were already on the scenery here. And it looks kind of cruddy from right here because we're zooming in, but trust me, it's going to look real nice. Tons of grass. I put in so much grass I was afraid that I was going to take a frame rate hit, but didn't seem to have any effect. You can see my frame rate up here. You know, it's showing in the 20s because I'm recording, but generally when I'm flying and not recording, I'm anywhere from like 35 to 55. And it was the same way even with the addition of the correction of the palm trees that I put in there, and all the grass that you're gonna see. All right, let's go ahead and kill the autopilot here. Trim our rudder here. How's our throttle? Yeah, we're a little overpowered there again. So what we're going to do is we're going to come around this way and land on the right runway. There's three runways. This one here, this one, and there's one that starts right there. That's where we're going to land. And the first grassy area that I did, I put in so much grass, it's not even funny. Trying to get it to look just a certain way, you know. Unlike what I just kind of quickly threw together there in Oceanside. Alright, let's get our landing light is already on. Okay, cool. Alright, we're going to power back, start our descent. Coming in a little high here, but I wanted to see what the actual airport looks like with all my grass from altitude. I think the next one I'm going to do is this one here. I'm going to touch up that runway. There are the grassy areas and stuff. I think that's Corona. Alright, power all the way back. Bring the mixture up as we descend down over here. At the 71 freeway there. Going through Chino Hills. Alright, what we'll do is we'll do a big extended pattern here since we're kind of high. And surprisingly, this airport is quite detailed. Just right out of the box. And it is the default airport, but you know what I found? I found that, at least the way I have my scenery set up, when I try to just find an airport to screw around with and try to modify. I just randomly picked this one, and in the WED utility, when I downloaded it from the gateway, there's a heck of a lot more stuff on the airport than there was in my default installation, which was interesting. Alright, so what we're going to do is come around, we'll just follow the road here, then this freeway right over here, or canal, whatever that is, and then turn inbound. Get ourselves slowed up here. And nosing up here a bit, and I'm going to go to the first notch of flaps. Continue our descent down. Come over the cow fields. Chino's got a lot of agriculture here, and there's This is cows. Cows over here, and it smells like it too. In real life. Alright, here we go. Looking at our runway. Let's make our turn to final. Bring our power up here a bit. Go to full flaps. Might have to adjust up over here a little bit. Yep, kind of overshot the runways there a bit. Actually not too bad on altitude wise here. What are we at here? Just over 1,000. Right over the, I'm not sure what the facility is here. There's also, this is like where the Amazon facility is, and different kinds of large things like that. Oh, you can see my grass here. Take a look at that. See all this grass? Still trying to figure out how to not do that. The only way I've done that, or figured out how to have the lines, is this section right here doesn't have it, kind of, because I put tons, oh no, sorry, this section right here, because I put tons of grass here. Alright, let's power back, get down, we're getting a little bit high. So you can see this section here doesn't seem to have that lines because there's, I'm not kidding you, there's probably like 30 different grass textures in that section, whereas the other ones only have one. I'll float it out here, not balloon, float. There we go. Lap up. Brakes on so you can see the grass either side. Definitely makes for a more realistic looking approach and runway texturing, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. Alright, we'll take hotel taxiway over here. And then we'll pop out and take a look at some of the scenery that I added in, all this grass. And then we'll take a look at some of the other airport stuff there is to see here. You can see those palm trees up ahead, those I added, because they weren't on the default scenery, but they are there in real life. We'll take Alpha, we'll park over here, I think. And then have a look around. There's actually two air museums here. There's an air museum, I think it's called Yanks, and then there's the Planes of Fame, which is over this way, back here. And Yanks is back there, back behind these buildings here. So you can see, even with the default ortho, that grass looks a lot nicer here. I spent a good couple of hours just playing around with the scenery here, adding all this grass. Of course, I'd never done that before, so never used WED before, and so it was kind of a learning curve there. And I spent a little bit of time looking at some videos on YouTube just to figure out how to use it, and it's pretty straightforward. In fact, we're going to go over here. I'd added grass here in this FedEx area. It is dried out like that. Or Rex X, Reg X, whatever that truck is. Reg X. Yeah, actually, you know what, we're going to go. We're going to taxi all the way over here. We're going to take a look at all this. I have not taxied this way yet. But there's a couple of containers here on this side. Here, let's jump out this way and look around. This is kind of like storage, a lot of dry grass in this section, whereas this one has got much lower sort of mowed grassy area. So I used really short, low grass here. And I'll show you which library I actually used for it too. This taxi, we're going to park right over here and then jump out. So you can see the palm trees there. I've added those. Those are there in real life. Obviously, it might not be exactly the same height, but I did place them where they were supposed to be.
Perfect, perfect.
I think it looks perfect. We're just going to park it right here. Alright, parking brake out. Let's jump outside and have a look around here. Alright, so a lot of static planes. That's all default. Here's what the grass looks like, and you can see I think I've got two different textures. Yeah, I've got a low green grass here, and then this higher dried out one. That's all just one grass, one grass, one grass. Just made all these little sections of it. Pretty cool. And we'll take. You can see how that one looks really nice. Here, why don't we just go over there? Zoom back out. Fly by the tower here. Take a little tour of the airport here, and you can see how this one. This is all of these little sections. There's different flower sections, different grass sections, and different. You can see the different coloring and everything. So once you start kind of really playing around with it, one of the things I was going to try to do is change the ortho photo, underneath it, the ortho photo. Can't talk today. To try to get it a little bit more higher resolution. So that's the next thing. And then you can see I've added in all this grass here. Again, you get that kind of lining effect if you're doing big patches, because like I said, like this whole area here is one big patch of grass. I added these palm trees over here, all this grass. These were actually, I think, on the original scenery, they were regular trees. Not as many of them, but they had regular trees here. But in real life, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 or 16 palm trees here along. I tried to count the actual palm trees to make sure that I got the exact amount. Let's fly over here. Take a look at a couple of the additions I did here. Added in these palm trees right here at the entrance that are actually there. And then these around here, those are there. And then again, even though it shows kind of this is actually sort of an atrium area, so I gotta change this. The palm trees are here, but there's actually some green, grassy, these are sort of big, round, not planters, but you know what I mean, grassy areas around each one of these palm trees. And this is the actual museum right here. That's why you see some of these goofy airplanes. In real life, I think this airplane is actually a B-17. And then the one over here is a Constellation that they're working on. There's a little fence around it. Probably go in there and add some more stuff in. I don't know, this may be my little project airport to put all those really fine details in there. Get rid of this truck. I don't think these trucks are here, but there's a fence around this, and they're putting together or restoring a Constellation right there. And then you can see these buildings here actually house most of the museum. These 3 buildings, I believe. And then they have a sort of storage area for all of the other airplanes that they're working on. Now these are just kind of thrown in here. These aren't the actual planes. They've got a whole bunch of different kind, but They got fighter planes and World War II, Vietnam, Korea era airplanes, things like that. Not sure if that one's there. Keep going over here. A lot of stuff. All this stuff, pretty much, other than the grass and the trees. That's the only thing I added. Everything else is all the default scenery, which is pretty nice. Like I said, I think down at this end somewhere. Let's look at this. Turn around. Yeah, over here, I think is the Air Museum, the Yanks Air Museum. So obviously they've got different planes here. This is, again, just some generic stuff. And I think all of these buildings here are part of that museum. Let's see if it even says it, because I think, yeah, I think one of the buildings says like Air Museum on it. I think this one here. Spark plug fouling. Let's rev up our engine that's in our plane there before we light on fire. Hopefully I got my parking brake on. Alright, we'll get rid of that. Let's keep our grassy tour going here. Still got to do this section here. I didn't do this little part around the perimeter of the airport. It's the one spot I didn't do yet. And maybe a little bit farther south there I did not do that grass, but see, all this grass I added in. And this is looking at like Google Maps and Google Earth. Again, you can do a little bit more colorful stuff, or just kind of change around to your liking. But just having a grass there tends to, at least for me, definitely makes it look a little bit more realistic, you know. And a lot of time the grass, even with the lines there, a lot of times it's mowed, you know. So you actually do get patterns, you know, not exactly, you know, just across like this. And here's our little spot where I have put in all the flowers of different heights. Let's see, all the way to the ground here. Different grass colors, different grass heights. You can see there's some small ones, and just basically placing them all over the place randomly. You get it did rain here in Southern California a couple weeks, week ago or so, and all the flowers are popping out. That's kind of why I did that. Run through the grass here, find our airplane. I think I added one more tree over here. Oh, these little bushes here by the tower. Them. I added those in, although they're kind of 2D-ish. And there we are. There we are. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that flight. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. I'll be doing a few more flights in the Warrior here, and I'm going to actually go see if the Archer is out. If it is, I'm going to buy it and do another video. So, until next time guys, thanks and take care.